ก็แปะๆแล้วเวลาเขา4.75ขึ้นเป็นตัวนั้นมองมันมูเป๋มันจะมูเป็นซีเรียลพลัสมันจะเป็น
Hello everyone, NIO here. So what I just showed you guys is the only online resource you need to do actual research on the company of NIO. Yes, I'm making a video for brand new soldiers in the battle for NIO 100. I know there's a lot of new people joining us now for NIO 100 battle, and I'm making this video exactly for you who just came across the greatest share movement of all time, which is NIO 100, backed by every single retail investor in NIO. And if you're new to NIO, welcome. Here's the very important part. This movement is not a 1 day, 2 day, or even a weekly event. This is a absolutely final movement in pushing the share price of NIO from wherever you join us today to $100 per share by December 2026. Yes, and to understand the fundamentals, you might be searching on YouTube for many different opinions. However, here's what I'm telling you. These two websites you just saw. One is the charging map of NIO. Another one is the YouTuber in China named Dong Mai Mai. He is the only channel you need to watch to understand the true ecosystem of NIO. Those two things are all the information you need to make an informed decision about the long-term perspective of NIO as a company. I really mean it. You do not have to waste your time on anything else. Yes, there might be other YouTube channels that have more English content and more like emotional rah-rah thing. And believe it or not, my channel is not even about any of that stuff. I'm guiding you based on the market movement right now. But a lot of other channels basically just, how do I say, news readers basically. And none of those news really matters that much. The key here is very simple. You must be willing to make minimum research effort to understand the true nature of this business on the ground in China. And the charging map tells you live up-to-date situation, what's going on over there. And then the other YouTubers give you in-depth review of the entire ecosystem. I recommend you to watch every single one of his videos. Yes, every single one of them. They are like mini documentaries of the lifestyle ecosystem of the entire NIO business model. Yes, he is biased because he is a shareholder and he has been long-term supporting NIO since extremely long time. However, his content itself is extremely informative, and I don't detect any unnecessary bias even in his latest videos, and he does not tout the share price whatsoever. So now back to the price movement of NIO now. We are extremely close to a upside explosive movement in NIO shares. If you are an option trader, you probably want to move your option price target a little bit higher than where you are right now. Yes, they're out of the money, but potentially you can make a huge amount of upside gains. However, I recommend the average person not to use any derivatives. Instead, just use the money you have to buy the shares, hold on to the shares, and be firm in your conviction, and do not use stop losses. Instead, just hold on to the shares any way you can, understanding the ultimate target is $100 per share, and understand the price will come in due time. And you need to understand something. Share price does not move according to your imagination. I want to show you something. Okay. I'm going to show you the share price of a company that I used to invest in, and I was very close to invest all my money into even just 2 years ago. Because there was a time I was deciding if I should move to Japan or not, and if I really moved to Japan, this would have been the only share I would have bought for the entirety of my time in Japan. Let me show you which one it is. And the reason I'm showing you this is to teach you to understand how actually markets work. So the company you're looking at is called SoftBank. For those who don't know who is SoftBank, it's an investment conglomerate guided by one of the best investors of all time. And you can do research on him. That's the guy, Masayoshi-san. So I was extremely close a few years ago to put all my money into SoftBank and move to Japan for 20 years. At the end, I decided not to do so. But what I'm showing you is, for extremely long time, SoftBank is lingering between 10,000 yen and 5,000 yen. 10,000 yen and 5,000 yen, the trading range. You can see this is 2021 until recently 2025. For 5 years long, SoftBank was lingering between 10,000 to 5,000 yen. That was the time when I was getting closer to put all my money into SoftBank. At the end, I decided not to because I'm not in Japan, obviously. But now you can see in the last 1 month, the price is up 43%. In the last 6 months, the price is up 281%. So I want you to understand the share price do not move like a straight line, 45 degrees straight line. A lot of people want share price to move like this, 45 degrees straight line. In reality, that's not how company share price move. This was the collapse in the dot-com era for SoftBank. This is the sudden increase in SoftBank share price because the market finally recognizing the all-in strategy in AI is paying off. Yeah. So what I want you to understand, NIO is same thing is gonna happen to NIO share price when it reaches $100 per share. You think when it will go to $100 per share from $7, we're doing a 45-degree line. That is not how stock market works. The market will always come to a point when they suddenly have an explosive upside because everything is aligned and there were not enough remaining shares available for purchase. This is what happens. I promise you there's a short squeeze going on here. From 6,800 yen to 28,000 yen, I promise you that's a short squeeze. Probably one of the largest of all time right now. And the same thing will happen to NIO. You must understand, just because you have bought a share, your natural thinking is if you buy the share today, tomorrow the price should go up to give you the confirmation and conviction that you should continue holding the shares. However, that's not how markets work. Markets will move violently on the upside in a small fraction of the window of timing when you hold the shares. Let me repeat so that you truly understand what that means. Imagine you buy the share today for $7 per share, and by December 2026, we're going to reach $100 per share. You think that it's going to be 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and gradually will go up like this. That is not how the markets work. And in reality, the market goes this way. Okay, from your perspective, it goes like this. 7, 7, 7, 7, 8, 7, 7, 7, 9, 7, 57, 9, 10, and then at one point of time, when we reach a inflection point, you go 10, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. From 10 to 100, it might take a week or months or 2 months. I don't know. But it's going to be very quick. Once we clear $10 per share, you're going to go very quick. Have you ever wondered why Jim Cramer is telling everybody to hold the shares until 10 and then sell your share at $10? Because he is trying to manipulate the market on behalf of the hedge fund managers. He is one of the most famous short sellers of all time, actually, in case you don't know. He is basically using his platform to help his other short seller buddies to set up the market to be sold at $10 per share. That's the reason he's telling you to sell at $10. In reality, if everybody hold on to the shares and keep the dream of NIO 100 alive, then what will happen is same thing going to happen what happened to the share price last night. So I want you to understand what happened yesterday is a blueprint for what's going to happen in the future. I'm trying to operate everything at once. Okay. I'm getting there now. Here. So you will have people trying to short the share price down, and if nobody is holding on to the shares with strong conviction, then you're going to have stop losses getting triggered all the time down. Like here, like here, like here, but particularly yesterday like that. But now, because we have NIO 100 in place, there's no one selling. When they realize there's nobody selling, they don't have a choice. There's only one way, which is up. And once we reach a critical point, like $10 per share, we're going to see something similar what happened to SoftBank. It's going to 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. It's going to be very quick. But if you want to wait until we cross $10 and securely master the $10 per share limit, you can do that. However, you're giving up an extra 30% upside from 7 to 10. It is up to you to decide when you want to join the crowd. But this crowd has already been aligned. Majority of the retail shareholders are fully aware now that NIO 100 is the reality, and it's just a matter of time until more and more people align themselves with NIO 100. And when that happens, the same thing will happen to NIO, like what happened to SoftBank. And don't forget, SoftBank is a much larger market cap company, not a small company. So a lot of people think the higher the share price goes, the more risky it becomes, which is opposite the case. The bigger the market cap it gets, the bigger is the amount of money needed to short a company down. Therefore, it's actually easier just to push the price up. And also, the more people make money from the holding of the shares, the more likely someone will hold on to the shares. So it is much easier for me to, for example, to make a video when NIO reached $50 per share and tell everyone that NIO 100 is a reality. Instead of right now, when the share price is $7 per share, it is actually a lot harder to convince people that NIO 100 is real. Okay? So if you can, load up as much as you can right now so that you help to lock away the availability of the shares below $10 per share. And don't forget, you can join the party in Project Kirikan in December 2026 in Thailand if you can prove that you bought shares below $10 per share. There is a real reason why I set the limit at $10, because once $10 gets breached, we'll go very quickly from 10 to 100. Very, very quickly. And none of the fundamentals matter. Anyone else tells you the fundamentals matter in that regard, those are just sideshows. In reality, it's all about supply and demand for the share itself. And that has nothing, I mean it, nothing to do with production number or sales number, because as you know, back then when share price was trading at $66 per share, what was the production number back then? What was the sales number back then compared to today? Completely different. And yet, the share price is very, very different too. So, always remember, NIO 100 is achievable only with conviction by the shareholders. not by the conviction of the management or the production facilities. So the behavior of the individual shareholders decides about the share price, not the commitment of the management or the sales number of the next quarter. Always remember this fact. So keep all that in mind, and remember we are only 1 year plus away from the end goal of NIO 100. That is not a lot of time, and we are still able to get shares below $10 per share. Keep that in mind as well. Okay, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Very important.